Hello, hello. Hello, hello, mic check. Hello, hello, mic check. Try and bin. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello, mic check. Try and. Thank you. Let us all rise from our seats as Shri Om Birla, Honorable Speaker, Lok Sabha, along with the Chairman, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Chief Minister Mizoram, Speaker of Nagaland Legislative Assembly, Chairman CPA, India Region Zone 3, and Speaker Mizoram Legislative Assembly enters the Assembly Hall. And let us please remain standing as the national anthem is played by the 1st Battalion MAP. Please be seated. माननीय श्री ओम बिरला लोकसभा के अध्यक्ष, माननीय श्री हरिवंश नारायण सिंह राज्यसभा के उप अध्यक्ष, माननीय श्री ललदोमा मिजोरम के मुख्यमंत्री, माननीय श्री शेरिंग आयन लोंगकुमार नागालैंड की विधानसभा के अध्यक्ष और सीपीए इंडिया रीजन जोन 3 के अध्यक्ष, माननीय श्री ललबियागजामा मिजोरम विधानसभा के अध्यक्ष, सम्मानित असम, सिक्किम, त्रिपुरा और अरुणाचल प्रदेश विधानसभाओं के अध्यक्ष, सम्मानित मिजोरम, नागालैंड, मेघालय और सिक्किम के विधानसभाओं के अध्यक्ष, भारतीय संसद के सदस्य, मिजोरम, त्रिपुरा, असम, नागालैंड, मेघालय, सिक्किम और अरुणाचल प्रदेश के विधानसभाओं के सदस्य, सलाहकार और सचिवें, गणमान्य व्यक्ति और अधिकारियों, इस कॉमनवेल्थ पार्लियामेंट्री एसोसिएशन इंडिया रीजन जोन 3 की 21वां वार्षिक सम्मेलन आइजोल मिजोरम में आप सबका हार्दिक रूप से स्वागत है. In commencement, allow me to call on Sri Lalbiagzama, Honorable Speaker, Mizoram Legislative Assembly, to deliver a welcome speech.
The Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Sri Om Birla Ji, the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Sri Harivansh Ji, the Honorable Speaker, Nagaland Legislative Assembly, and also the Chairman of the CPA, India Region Zone 3, Sri Saringain Longkumar, the Chief Minister of Mizoram, Sri Laldoma Ji, other dignitaries, distinguished invitees, officials from central and the state governments, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this auspicious occasion of the official inauguration of the 31st Commonwealth Parliamentary Association India Region Zone 3 Conference. I thank you all for honoring our invitation, and on behalf of the people of Mizoram, I invite you all to participate wholeheartedly and make the most of this visit. While extending our cordial welcome to you all, I am sorry to inform this august gathering that the Honorable Governor of Mizoram, Dr. Haribabu Khambampati Ji, has been undergoing medical treatment at Star Hospitals in Hyderabad. While his presence and contribution is greatly missed, I wish to take this time to rest and recharge and have a smooth and speedy recovery. As I have mentioned earlier, I consider it a privilege to have the opportunity once again to welcome you all after a gap of 15 years since the state of Mizoram hosted the conference. On behalf of the people of Mizoram and on my own behalf, I take this opportunity to wish you all a pleasant stay. The India Region Zone 3, as you all know, is a family of 8 branches. That is Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, and Tripura, representing 46 million, which is about 4% of India's population, with diverse languages, cultures, and customs, spreading over several states, yet held together by a common allegiance to the basic value of democracy, faith in the rule of law, and cooperation among states for peace and prosperity. In our contemporary world, full of strife and conflict, there is an acute need for a healing touch, where the stronger helps the weaker and the developed the less developed. I am particularly pleased that the conference has chosen to address the theme, fostering the legislative sanctity, a very relevant topic on which we can undoubtedly provide useful insights, and I hope that this conference will focus on this issue in depth. Constitutionally and in practice, Parliament or state legislature are linked with each other by a whole network of relationships in the conduct of public affairs. Under Article 75(3) of the Constitution, the Council of Ministers of the Union Government is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Likewise, under Article 1642, the Council of Ministers of a state government is collectively responsible to Legislative Assembly of the state. In the modern setup, however, it is often felt that more than legislature controlling the executive, it is the other way around. The moot question is as to what extent, in practice, the executive is accountable to legislature and how effective is the control of Parliament over the government. A general notion is that the general control over the policies, actions of the executives, financial and legislative control is diminishing over the last few years. Among the 3 organizations of the government, that is the legislature, executive, and judiciary, legislature is the basis for the functioning of the other 2 organs, and sometimes accorded the first place. Because until and unless laws are enacted, there can be no implementation and application of laws. However, there appears to be an ambiguity as to the relations between the legislature and the various departments in the state governments in terms of administrative and financial aspects. We need to clarify on this ambiguity, and that's where the theme of the present conference is mooted upon. Starting from today, members will participate in 2 plenary sessions, focusing on wide-ranging yet contemporaneous subjects such as inclusion of the Northeast region in the India-ASEAN and merging the Ministry of Donor with NEC for better strategic planning and coordination of various projects in the region. Delving on the first one, as we all know, we the northeastern states are experiencing huge change in terms of overall development as part of the plan to make the region a hub for the country's outreach to the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. For the government of India, bolstering economic development in the region is key to its Act East policy, under which it is seeking to boost socio-economic, trade and business relations with the ASEAN countries. As 98% of the northeast borders form part of India's international boundaries, our strategic location is proving helpful in developing the region as a base for boosting links with the ASEAN countries. The inauguration of the country's longest rail-cum road bridge, namely the Bougainville Bridge over the Brahmaputra River in 2018 by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, was one of the many notable moves that made possible the much needed connectivity from Dibrugarh, ending at the Dhemaji district of Assam, and connects parts of Arunachal Pradesh by road as well as rail. However, as the trade between India and ASEAN is mostly manufacturing products and it is restrictive towards the agricultural produces, we must take advantage of the growing trade alliances. Efforts should be made on improving interstate connectivity and market integration. The Union government had time and again made efforts to improve the developmental activities of the region. One such move amongst many was the Northeast Vision 2020 drafted by the Northeastern Council, NEC, which focuses on development planning in the Northeast. The recent withdrawal of draft NEC Vision 2047 by NEC, however, was unfortunate and may require immediate redressal. The growing importance of the region can also be seen from the construction of $1.2 billion Tawang to Wokro National Highway 13, which became operational in 2018, the same of which must be taken advantage of with earnest zeal. Coming to the second topic, I would like to reiterate that the Northeastern Council, NEC, established under the Northeastern Council Act 1971, was amended in 2002 to include Sikkim in the already existed 7 Northeastern states. On the other hand, Department of Donor, Development of Northeast Region was established in September 2001 and upgraded to a Ministry of Union of India in 2004. As we all know, NEC works from its headquarters in Shillong under its NEC Secretary, while the Ministry of Donor functions from New Delhi. Looking at their official websites, one can see that both the donor and NEC are stated to be responsible for matters relating to the planning, execution, and monitoring of developmental schemes and projects in the Northeast region. However, despite NEC being listed as one of the associate organizations of the Ministry of Donor, their nature of association seems quite complex. The question of whether NEC, which functions under the chairman, who is the donor minister, is under the administrative control of Ministry of Donor, or is it not a point, is where the confusion arises. Way back in the UPA regime, 2 donor ministers from Assam, one of the northeastern states, well, under the present government, the 2 donor ministers are not from the region. While NEC Secretary is mostly an IAS officer, whose domicile is one of the states of the Northeast, donor secretary is usually an IAS officer who is not from the Northeast. Overlapping of responsibilities between NEC and donor secretaries also require clarification. As such overlapping leads to not only confusion among the departments, but also delays in the effective implementation of policies and programs sanctioned for the faster economic development of the region. The confusion must have been not long felt after their inception, as the Second Administrative Reforms Commission headed by Ms. Sri Virapam Moili recommended the closure of donor and the handing over of its responsibilities to the Union Ministry, to the Home Ministry, This recommendation has created confusion in the region, with some opposition as well as even the ruling or the opposition, they were hand in hand in supporting it. The report also states the project monitoring from Shillong is more effective than from Delhi. Citing public opinion and most of the state government's views, the report also explained that donor was hampering NEC's effectiveness in dealing with matters of the Northeast. The Commission also stated that the formation of donor, the nodal ministries responsible for the development of water and power resources and infrastructural development, has distanced themselves from the northeastern states. Considering these drawbacks, The ARC recommended that the continuance of a ministry with limited accountability was no longer in the interest of the region and should thus be abolished. Keeping these two topics in mind and asking ourselves a larger question relating to commerce, economic and IT-related investments, hospitality industries, role of the region in the climate change and making international airports in the region walkable to act as a transit between Southeast Asian countries. And of course, to other cities in India, strengthening and upgrading the institutions like sports, medical, technological, and academia of higher research. May this 21st Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference, India Region, Zone 3, provides a platform for a rewarding and fruitful outcome. May the Northeast not only be closer to mainstream India, but the rest of India be brought closer to the Northeast. Thank you. Jai Hind.
श्री लल ब्यागजामा, ऑनरेबल स्पीकर मिजोरम लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली को उस उत्साहकर अभिनंदन के लिए धन्यवाद देते हुए अब मैं श्री शारिंग आइन लोंगकुमार जी से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे मुख्य भाषण दे। प्लीज वेलकम श्री शारिंग आइन लोंगकुमार, ऑनरेबल स्पीकर नागालैंड लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली एंड चेयरमैन CPI इंडिया रीजन जोन 3 टू डिलीवर द कीनोट एड्रेस।
Most respected Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha Shri Om Birla ji, Honorable Deputy Chairperson Rajya Sabha Shri Harivansh ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram Shri Lal Doma ji, my colleague and friend Honorable Speaker Shri Zama ji, Honorable Deputy Speaker Shri Lal Famkima ji, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of the Mizoram Legislative Assembly, esteemed colleagues, distinguished delegates and guests. It is with great pleasure and with a profound sense of responsibility that I welcome all the distinguished delegates to the 21st Annual Commonwealth Parliamentary Association India Region Zone 3 Conference at Aizawl, Mizoram. We are deeply honored and privileged to have Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha Shri Om Birla ji in our midst today. Sir, your presence adds immense grace, honor and value to the event, and we are sincerely grateful for the time you have taken out of your busy schedule to be here with us. Your leadership and insights inspire us all, and we look forward to your continued guidance as we work towards the progress and betterment of our nation. On behalf of everyone present here, I extend our heartfelt thanks to you, sir, for gracing us with your esteemed presence. At the same time, I also welcome Honorable Deputy Chairman Rajya Sabha Shri Harivansh ji for your valuable presence to grace this momentous occasion. Your knowledge, experience, and stature that you hold amongst colleagues is something which many aspire, and your indulgence today will make this conference ever more productive and significant. I thank our Almighty God for guiding us to this moment. Following weeks of preparation, I extend my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Speaker Mizoram Legislative Assembly, to the Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, and all the officers and team of the Mizoram Legislative Assembly for their dedication in making this event possible, despite the event being moved to an earlier date than originally scheduled. As we gather here today, we stand at a pivotal moment, not only for our region, but for the entire nation. The Northeast, with its rich diversity of cultures, unique geographical landscape, and indomitable spirit, holds the potential to lead India into a future characterized by inclusive growth, deeper regional integration, and strengthened governance system. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association is a well-respected and highly esteemed organization. I am pleased that the Northeastern region has strengthened its presence through the representation in the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association India Region, Zone 3. This year's theme, Fostering the Legislative Sanctity, underscores our collective commitment to upholding the integrity and sanctity of our legislative processes. In an era where the principles of democracy and governance are continually tested, it is imperative that we, as parliamentarians, reaffirm our dedication to transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. Our discussions and deliberations over the next 2 days will not only reflect our shared values, but also our resolve to strengthen the legislative frameworks that sustain our democracies. This conference offers a valuable platform for us to exchange ideas, share best practices, and explore solutions to our collective challenges. It is through such collaborative efforts we can assure and ensure that our legislative bodies remain responsive and resilient. Let us commit to engaging in constructive dialogue, nurturing mutual respect, and collaborating with determination to transform legislative sanctity from a mere aspiration into a tangible and enduring reality, one that upholds the integrity of our democratic process. I also take the liberty in sharing with the august House that the Executive Committee meeting of the CPA India Zone 3 was held last evening. Many agendas were discussed, including the ones proposed during the recently held CPA India Region 10th Plenary Conference at New Delhi. And I'm happy to share that we have decided unanimously to take up few of the agendas in our next conference, which will be held at Nagaland. I'm also pleased to share that the Northeast Regional Institute of Parliamentary Study and Training, located at Khanapara, Guwahati in the state of Assam, is a center established under the leadership and vision of late Sri P.N. Sangma, former Speaker, Lok Sabha, wherein all the state assemblies being represented by all the honorable speakers and deputy speakers came together through the CPA Zone 3 platform to create and establish a center to provide parliamentary studies, trainings in constitutional law, legislative drafting, and policy papers, etc., for the benefit of legislators, students, and researchers of the Northeast region. A significant decision was taken by the Executive Council of the NEREPSTAR last evening to explore possible partnership and affiliations with renowned and reputed universities to project and execute the noble objective and purposes of the center for the benefit of all. I am confident that through our collective determination and action, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association India Zone 3 will continue to set benchmarks for good governance and sustainable development, not only for the Northeast, but for the nation as a whole. Together, we can harness the immense potential of this region, building bridges, both tangible and symbolic, that will guide us towards a more connected, empowered, and prosperous Northeast, which can serve a model for the rest of the country. With these few words, thank you, and I wish you all a productive and inspiring conference.
We deeply appreciate the enlightening and informative words of Sri Sharing I. Longkumar, Honorable Speaker, Nagaland Legislative Assembly and Chairman, CPI India Region, Zone 3. And now allow me to call on Pulal Duoma, the Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, to address the conference.
Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Sri Om Birla Ji, Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Sri Harivansh Ji, Honorable Speaker Nagaland Legislative Assembly and the Chairman of CPA, India Region, Zone 3, Sri Sharing I. Longkumar, Honorable Speaker, Mr. Lalbi Akzama, Mizoram Legislative Assembly, other dignitaries, distinguished invitees, officials from the central and state governments, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this auspicious occasion of the official inauguration of the 21st Commonwealth Parliamentary Association India Region Zonet 3 Conference here at Aizawl, Mizoram. I also would like to welcome all of you on my own behalf, as I happen to be one of the life members of this CPA. I hope and I wish, sir, that this should not be your last visit. As we gather here today, we are reminded of our shared commitments to democracy, governance, and the rule of law. Legislative sanctity refers to the integrity, credibility, and inviolability of our laws and legislative processes. It is the foundation upon which democratic governance stands. In a region as such, as diverse and vibrant as Northeast India, fostering legislative sanctity is not just important, it is imperative. Legislative sanctity builds trust between the government and its citizens. When people believe that laws are made fairly, transparently, and in their best interest, they are more likely to engage with and support democratic processes. It reinforces the principle of the rule of law, ensuring that laws apply equally to all citizens and that justice is accessible. This principle is fundamental to maintaining peace and order in society. Strong legislative frameworks enable effective governance. When laws are clear, consistent, and well enforced, they facilitate efficient administration and accountability. Despite its importance, we face several challenges in fostering legislative sanctity, especially in the Northeast India. The complexity of governance structures in a region can lead to confusion and inefficiencies. Overlapping jurisdictions and varying interpretations of laws can undermine their effectiveness. Many citizens remain unaware of their rights and the legislative process that govern them. This lack of awareness can lead to disengagement from the political process and diminish public interest. Instances of political interference in legislative processes can erode the sanctity of laws. When legislation is influenced by extraneous factors rather than the public good, it diminishes the credibility of our institutions. Without robust mechanisms to hold legislators accountable, the sanctity of laws may be compromised. Transparency and accountability must be embedded in our legislative processes. To address these challenges and foster legislative sanctity, we must adopt a multifaceted approach. We must work towards simplifying governance structures and clarifying the roles and responsibilities of different levels of government. Legislative processes should involve diverse stakeholders, including civil society, local communities, and marginalized groups. We need to implement civic education programs that inform citizens about their rights and the legislative process. Awareness campaigns can empower individuals to engage actively with their representatives and hold them accountable. Digital platforms can facilitate greater access to information about legislation, enabling citizens to participate in discussions and provide feedback. Transparency through technology is key to fostering trust. Implementing regular audits of legislative processes and evaluating the impact of laws will provide valuable insights and ensure that our laws remain relevant and effective. Developing a comprehensive code of conduct for legislators can set clear ethical standards and expectations. Training and workshops on ethical governance will reinforce these principles. The Commonwealth provides us with a valuable platform for collaboration and sharing best practices. By learning from the experiences of other member countries, we can identify successful strategies for fostering legislative sanctity. Number one, sharing experiences. We can learn from the experiences of countries that have effectively strengthened their legislative processes. By understanding what has worked elsewhere, we can adapt these lessons to our context. Number two, capacity building. The Commonwealth can assist in capacity building initiatives, providing training and resources to enhance the skills of legislators and their staff. This will empower them to fulfill their roles more effectively. Number three, facilitating dialogue. Creating forums for dialogue among legislators across the Commonwealth can promote mutual understanding and cooperation. Such exchanges can foster innovative solutions to common challenges. Fostering legislative sanctity is a shared responsibility that requires our collective commitment. As representatives of the people, we must ensure that our laws are not only robust and effective, but also reflective of the values and aspirations of our citizens. Let us embrace this opportunity to strengthen our legislative frameworks and, in doing so, enhance the trust and engagement of our communities. Together, we can build a more just, equitable, and prosperous Northeast India, a region that exemplifies the very best of democratic governance. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Pulal Duoma, Honorable Chief Minister Mizoram, for your courageous and progressive leadership and the address. Now I would like to request Sri Harivansh Narayan Singh, Honorable Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, to address the conference.
Honorable Speaker, Lok Sabha, respected Om Birla Ji, Honorable Chief Minister Mizoram, Sri Lal Duhoma Ji, Honorable Speaker Mizoram Vidhan Sabha, Sri Lal Viyak Jama Ji, Honorable Speaker Nagaland Vidhan Sabha, and President CPA Region Zone 3, Sri Serengin Gen Long Kumer Ji, Honorable Deputy Speaker Honorable Sri Lal Kimaji, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Member Parliament, Lok Sabha के Secretary General Sri Utpal Kumar ji, Rajya Sabha के Secretary General Sri PC Modi ji, Honorable Presiding Officers and members of various state legislative assemblies, सभी अधिकारीगण, respected ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and privilege to be a part of the 21st Annual Conference of CPA India Region 3rd being hosted by Mizoram Assembly in Aizawl. Mizoram captivates with its scenic beauty, mesmerizing greenery and breathtaking landscapes. Aizawl has the power to embrace people with traditional warmth and cultural richness. I have personally felt the beauty, strength and warmth of the city in various ways since the time I came here, and I am sure every guest here is enjoying the pristine natural beauty of the place. I thank the Honorable Chief Minister Lal Duhoma Ji and Speaker Lal Viyak Jama Ji for all the excellent hospitality. Friends, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association is more than a century-old association that provides us a robust platform for sharing our experiences and deliberate on issues of mutual interest by the members. The zonal conferences help us to come together and discuss specific issues of shared interest between states in the same region. And I must compliment the Northeastern Zone that it is the most active among all the zones. I must commend all the presiding officers for their commitment to discussing key issues of the Northeastern region regularly and involving the respective state governments as well in these conferences. The theme for this conference, fostering legislative sanctity, further underlines this. It's the legislature that is at the forefront of reflecting the aspirations of the people and further deepens the roots of our democracy. Honorable Chief Minister has given some very good suggestions. Having regular meetings like this helps promote new ideas, rethink earlier approaches, and build a broad consensus on policy for the future. And I believe both the topics chosen for this conference reflect a similar approach. Free trade and commerce have been a bedrock of development. Better trade improves livelihoods and brings in more sustained economic development. And shaping the right policies to incentivize growth in this region has been a priority of the Union government as well. The investment on infrastructure across states in the Northeast is an indication of this direction. About rupees 5 lakh crores have been spent by 54 different union ministries since 2014. At the same time, there must also be more synergy in planning comprehensive strategies for development in the region, and this will be an area of focus in the second topic about merging the Northeastern Council and the Ministry of Donor. The Northeastern region of India is a land of immense economic potential. It has a wide array of opportunities that can contribute substantially towards the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's long-term ambition of a Viksit Bharat, that is a developed nation by 2047. Every state in this region has a lot more opportunities to grow and evolve its economy, and the Union government has prioritized it in multiple ways. However, due to a range of legacy issues as well as other geographical constraints, the growth has been subdued. It's a strategic location sharing borders with the several countries including Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, Myanmar, and Nepal. And its proximity to Southeast Asia provides a distinct advantage for regional integration and trade, which can boost economic activity and create employment opportunity. The Northeastern region contributes about 2.2% of the country's GDP. This region constitutes about 8% of the geographical area and has nearly 4% of the national population. The Northeastern region shares about 5,182 kilometers of international land boundary. There is a little doubt in my mind that there are ample of opportunities to develop more trade and commerce in this region. The India-ASEAN vision for trade and cooperation is a strategic framework that aims to strengthen the bilateral relationship between India and the ASEAN countries. The partnership, rooted in shared cultural, economic, and historical ties, offers immense potential for economic growth, regional stability, and global influence. India-ASEAN relations have evolved from a sectoral dialogue in 1992 to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2022, reflecting the deepening of ties over 3 decades. ASEAN is at the heart of India's Act East policy, as announced by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji in 2014. This year we are celebrating a decade of India's Act East policy. The Honorable Prime Minister has also made several key visits in recent months to countries in this region. And his commitment is reflected in the fact that in the first 100 days as Prime Minister, he has visited Singapore and Brunei. India has hosted heads of state from Vietnam and Malaysia recently. In this next month, Honorable Prime Minister will be in the Laos for the ASEAN Summit. ASEAN is one of the India's most important trading partners with a share of 11% in India's global trade. There has been impressive growth in bilateral trade, which crossed 120 billion in 2023 compared to 74 billion in 2013-14. Both sides are working on finalizing a review of the ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement, AITIG-ITESA, to make it more business-friendly. There is a shared commitment to enhancing cooperation in emerging sectors such as digital economy, cybersecurity, renewable energy, and startups, aligning with global trends and regional priorities. As I have mentioned earlier, the Northeast region of India serves as a crucial gateway to Southeast Asia and is central to the Act East policy of the government. The development of infrastructure linking the Northeast with ASEAN countries is a top priority of the Government of India. The promotion of border trade, establishment of a special economic zones, and development of cross-border industrial corridors will stimulate economic activity and attract investment. The budget allocation in this region has increased from nearly rupees 25,000 crores in 2024-15 to more than rupees 1 lakh crore in 2023-24. Under the gross budgetary support, ministries are mandated to spend 10% of their central sector and centrally sponsored schemes for Northeastern region. On the infrastructure and transport front, we have already seen a marked improvement in spending, and many projects initiated earlier are already operational. On the mobility front, all of us are aware of the expansion of road, railway lines, and air connectivity in the region. 8 new airports have come up in the region since 2014. And the total number of airports has increased to 17 in this region. This has also led to significant increase in aviation traffic. As envisioned a few years ago, Guwahati is already emerging as a major hub for aviation. And better connectivity has also increased the tourism in the region. On the railways front, apart from major projects that are underway, there has been several landmark achievements. I will mention few. In 2022, after a gap of 100 years, Nagaland got its second railway station connecting Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. Last year, the first Vande Bharat train was flagged off from Guwahati. In a few months from now, Aizawl will be the latest capital to be connected by rail network. The Sivlok Rangpo Line 2 is under construction connecting West Bengal and Sikkim. Since 2014, a total of 1,012 kilometers of national highway roads have been constructed in the region, and another 1,982 kilometers of NH roads are under implementation. The government is also proactive in ensuring the trilateral highway with Myanmar and Thailand becomes a reality and is almost at its final stage. This not only holds immense economic potential for the states in the region, but also has larger implications for India. Earlier this year, at the Indian Ocean Conference in Australia, External Affairs Minister Honorable S. Jaishankar called it veritable changer, indicating the importance it holds for India's ambition to connect with the East and as an extension to the Pacific. This is alongside the other ambitious project of India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor on our west. An example of the government's relentless efforts to accelerate the pace of development in Northeastern region is the decision that each Northeastern state will be visited by a union minister in every 15 days. In 2023 alone, 74 honorable union ministers visited various states of the region for more than 158 times. Ministers have also made it a point to visit different districts in each state. Also, the Honorable Prime Minister has visited the Northeast region over 70 times as well. These visits are helping in mapping the aspirations and sentiments of the local population and effective implementation of the projects of the government. Northeast is at a crucial phase in its development journey. Peace and prosperity in this region are key to India's larger goal of achieving a 5 trillion economy and the long-term goal of a Viksit Bharat. Apart from Union government, the Parliament too has taken initiative to examine opportunities in this regard. I would like to mention, last year the department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce undertook an extensive study on how to promote trade in the northeastern region and held extensive consultations with ministries as well as experts from trade bodies and academics who have studied the region more closely. Apart from various steps to improve trade, the committee also recommended direct flights to ASEAN countries under UDAN International, a scheme, the setting up of more land custom stations, LCs, and their subsequent upgradation of integrated checkposts, ICP, and trade facilitation desks across the northeastern region, alongside implementation of various projects. The states too have a critical role to play in promotion of local industries. For instance, the Northeastern Handicrafts and Handlooms Development Corporation Limited works for the development and promotion of indigenous crafts of the region. The Union government has set up a GEM portal, Government e-Market portal, to sell products directly to agencies and organizations within the country. 16,154 viewers out of the nearly 1.5 lakh viewers on this portal are from the northeastern region. In this context, it is necessary to emphasize that apart from the geographical advantage of trade with ASEAN region, there is enormous potential in marketing the products in the rest of the country as well. To further promote handlooms, we need to work more towards formalizing the sector with more assistance. We are all aware of how precious and invaluable the bamboo industry is to the economic prosperity of this region. The state governments can do more to create awareness among small entrepreneurs, improving facilities for skilling that will help to take advantage of new opportunities. One of the steps that will further help to popularize the products from here is the promotion of geographical indication, GI tag. As per the last available data, there are about 13 farm products from Northeast that have the GI tag, such as the Queen pineapple from Tripura, oranges from Arunachal Pradesh, and Mizo chili, among others. There are more such products registered and awaiting approval of the GI tag. The state governments can play a bigger role in further facilitating the growth of unique products from their respective states. The case of Queen pineapple is an interesting example. Since last 2018, the pineapple prices have seen a 1,500% surge. As a result, farmers receive much higher returns for their produce than before the product is now being consumed in many countries. Earlier, during one of the regional conferences in Arunachal Pradesh, the Chief Minister had underlined how effectively they were able to build a market for kiwis that would otherwise be considered a key import fruit. The favorable climatic conditions and the quality of soil in this region has helped in developing a vibrant horticulture market in each state. And like the example of pineapple and kiwi, there are many other horticulture crops that require more hand-holding by the state governments and effective utilization of the central schemes. I am sure that the pineapples from Mizoram are also equally good and in high demand. Apart from the range of infrastructure push over the last 10 years, in 2018, the government launched the direct customs clearance facility for agri-export from the Guwahati airport to foreign destinations. In July 2021, the famous Bhoot Jholakia, that's called King Chili, from Nagaland was exported to London for the first time via Guwahati. Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, APIDA, the coordinating agency for export of agri-products, has also established 5 packing houses for the fruits and vegetables with the state agencies in Assam, Sikkim, and Mizoram. On the domestic front, the Union government has also launched a digital initiative in July 2024, Northeastern Region Agri-Commodity E-Connect, any race, to provide market linkage for agriculture and horticulture products from the Northeastern region. These are some positive developments and are certainly going to increase in scale in the years to come. The infrastructure development in Northeast will start to show more results, not just in exports, but also connect the region to more consumers within the country also. Achieving some of these objectives also requires balancing other equally important priorities, such as the sensitive ecology, that requires careful consideration before key development and connectivity projects. There are also national security challenges that must be balanced alongside the opportunity for trade and neighboring countries. I'm sure that all of you, honorable members, would have a lot more suggestions and nuanced experience in furthering this objective of integration of trade with ASEAN region. I look forward to hearing your views and suggestions. I once again thank the Honorable Chief Minister Lal Duhomaji and Honorable Speaker Mizoram Assembly Lal Viak Jamaji for their warm hospitality and comfortable stay in the state. Thank you.
माननीय श्री हरिवंश नारायण सिंह राज्यसभा के उपाध्यक्ष उन जानकारीपूर्ण हल्की परंतु हार्दिक शब्दों के लिए शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। अब मैं सौभाग्य माननीय श्री ओम बिरला लोकसभा के अध्यक्ष को इस राष्ट्रमंडल संसदीय संघ भारत क्षेत्र जोन 3 की 21वां वार्षिक सम्मेलन का उद्घाटन भाषण देने बुलाना चाहूंगी। प्लीज वेलकम श्री ओम बिरला, ऑनरेबल स्पीकर लोकसभा।
राष्ट्रमंडल संसदीय संघ सीपीए जोन 3 के इस सम्मेलन में राज्यसभा के उपसभापति डॉक्टर हरवंश जी, मिजोरम के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री लाल दुआमा जी, नागालैंड विधानसभा के माननीय अध्यक्ष, सीपीए जोन 3 के चेयरपर्सन श्री शारिगेन लोंग कुमार जी, मिजोरम विधानसभा के माननीय अध्यक्ष श्री लाल बियाक जामा जी, डिप्टी स्पीकर लाल फाम किया जी और इस जोन के सभी माननीय स्पीकरगण, डिप्टी स्पीकरगण, मिजोरम सरकार के माननीय मंत्रीगण और सीपीए जोन के सभी माननीय विधायकगण, मैं आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं। मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि सीपीए जोन भारत 3 की सक्रियता लगातार आपस में अनुभवों को साझा करना, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस को साझा करना और किस तरीके से सीपीए जोन 3 के सम्मेलन के माध्यम से हम विधायी संस्थाओं को पारदर्शिता, जवाबदेही और जनता के कल्याण के और उनके जीवन परिवर्तन के लिए सार्थक प्रयास कर सकते हैं। माननीय साथीगण, पूर्वोत्तर भारत वह प्रदेशों का समूह है जहां अत्यधिक सुंदरता है, प्राकृतिक सुंदरता है, झील है, नदी है, पहाड़ है। यहाँ की कला, यहाँ की संस्कृति समृद्ध है और विशेष रूप से यहाँ के रहने वाली जनता कुशल और प्रसन्न है। जब मैं मिजोरम आया तो मिजोरम की खूबसूरती मैंने देखी। यहाँ के ऊंचे ऊंचे पहाड़, झील, नदियाँ, यहाँ का शांतिपूर्ण माहौल, वो विशेष रूप से आतिथ्य भाव और हैप्पीनेस में तो इंडेक्स में तो मिजोरम सबसे ऊपर है। और इस 52 साल की इस यात्रा में मिजोरम ने नई प्रगति की है, खुशहाली लाए और विकास के नए आयाम किए हैं। आज हम जिस महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर यहाँ चर्चा के लिए बैठे हैं, विधायी संस्थाओं में, विधायी कार्य में शुचिता कायम करना। मेरा मानना है किसी भी विधायी संस्थाओं के अंदर या विधायी कार्य के अंदर जितनी अच्छी शुचिता होगी, पारदर्शिता होगी, हम उतनी ही बेहतर संस्थाओं को बना पाएंगे, उतनी संस्थाओं को जवाबदेह बना पाएंगे। और जिस अपेक्षाओं के साथ, जिस आकांक्षाओं के साथ जनता हमको चुनकर भेजती है, हम उतनी अपेक्षा आकांक्षाओं के साथ उनकी आवाज को, उनकी बात को इन संस्थाओं में रखकर, जहां इन संस्थाओं के प्रति लोगों का विश्वास, भरोसा जागेगा, उसके साथ साथ हमारे जीवन के अंदर शुचिता के कारण, पारदर्शिता के कारण हम जनता को बेहतर खुशी दे पाएंगे, बेहतर जीवन दे पाएंगे। और इसीलिए किसी भी संस्था की बेहतरी जब होती है, जब संस्था के अंदर काम करने वाले हों, संस्थाओं में भागीदारी निभाने वाले की कार्य प्रणाली, उसका आचरण, उसका व्यवहार विशेष रूप से जवाबदेही भी होना चाहिए और पारदर्शितापूर्ण भी होना चाहिए। क्योंकि हम लोकतंत्र की चुनी संस्थाएं हैं और लोकतंत्र की चुनाव संस्था में हमें बहुत जिम्मेदारी के साथ जनता ने चुनकर भेजा है। इसलिए हमारी बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी होती है कि हम जहां जनता की बातों को, जनता की कठिनाइयों को जितना रखेंगे और अपनी अपनी विधानसभाओं के अंदर जो अच्छे अनुभव हैं, जो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेज हैं, नए नवाचार हैं, उनको साझा करेंगे, उतना ही हम जनता का कल्याण कर पाएंगे। इस लोकतंत्र की लंबी यात्रा के अंदर हमने देश में चर्चा, संवाद, सहमति, असहमति और नौजवानों से भारत की प्रगति, खुशहाली तय की है। मुझे खुशी है कि उत्तर पूर्वी राज्यों ने भी विकास के नए आयाम स्थापित किए हैं। आज उत्तर पूर्व राज्य विकास के नए गति की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं। केंद्र और राज्य सरकारें मिलकर साझे प्रयासों से यहाँ की चुनौतियों को, यहाँ के कठिनाइयों को आपस में साझा कर किस तरीके से इन राज्यों के अंदर हम भौतिक संसाधनों को ठीक से उपलब्ध करा सकें, आवागमन के साधनों के अंदर बेस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को डेवलप कर सकें। और मुझे खुशी है कि आज पूर्वोत्तर राज्य जहां रोड कनेक्टिविटी से बेहतर जुड़ रहे हैं, एयर कनेक्टिविटी से जुड़ रहे हैं। मैं कल जब रास्ते में आ रहा था तो आइजोल में ट्रेन का ट्रैक भी का काम चल रहा था। अधिकतम राज्यों को और राज्यों के कई जिलों को भी रेल कनेक्टिविटी से जोड़ने का काम किया है। मुझे आशा है इन प्रयासों से हम अपने अपने क्षेत्रों में समृद्धि और खुशहाली ला पाएंगे। लेकिन उसके साथ साथ ही हमारी जिम्मेदारी भी बढ़ जाती है, विशेष रूप से चुने प्रतिनिधि की, क्योंकि लोकतंत्र में चुने हुए प्रतिनिधि जनता की आवाज होते हैं। चुने हुए प्रतिनिधियों की जिम्मेदारी होती है वो जनता से संवाद करके उनकी कठिनाइयां, उनकी चुनौतियों, उनके संकट को इन संस्थाओं में रखकर उनकी आकांक्षाओं को पूरी कर सके। और इसीलिए इन लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाओं को भी हम बेहतर संचालन करने के लिए आने वाले प्रतिनिधियों की ज्यादा बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। हम किस तरीके का व्यवहार सदनों में करें, किस तरीके की मर्यादा सदनों में कायम रखें और ये सदन चर्चा संवाद के केंद्र बने। सहमति असहमति हमारी लोकतंत्र की ताकत है। किसी भी देश का लोकतंत्र जब मजबूत होगा जब उसमें सहमति भी होगी, असहमति भी होगी, पक्ष का विचार भी होगा, असहमति का विचार भी होगा, आलोचना भी होगी, नीतियों के बारे में परामर्श भी होगा, कानून बनाते समय अच्छे सुझाव हो, कानून बनाते समय कानून की पारदर्शिता हो, कानून बनाते समय लंबी डिबेट हो, चर्चा हो। चर्चा संवाद से हम बेहतर कानून बना सकते हैं, बेहतर नीतियां बना सकते हैं और चर्चा संवाद से ही जो नीतियां, कार्यक्रम, योजनाएं हम लागू कर रहे हैं उसमें अगर आलोचना भी होगी तो उसको सकारात्मक दृष्टि से लेकर उन नीतियों और कार्यक्रमों में समय समय में परिवर्तन करने की दिशा भी तय होगी। इसीलिए मेरा मानना है, जो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा कि बदलते परिप्रेक्ष्य में हमें हमारी संस्थाओं को डिजिटल और तकनीकी से परिपूर्ण करना होगा। जितनी संस्थाएं जनता से सीधे संवाद से जुड़ेगी, जितना जनप्रतिनिधियों का सीधा जनता से संवाद होगा, वह भौगोलिक स्थितियों को देखते हुए हम डिजिटल भी कर सकते हैं। तकनीकी के जितने भी बेहतर उपयोग साधन उसका उपयोग कर सकते हैं ताकि हम अपने क्षेत्र की जनता से बेहतर संवाद कर सकें, वहां के स्टेक होल्डरों से समय समय पर बेहतर में सुझाव प्राप्त हो सकें। जमीन पर रहने वाला व्यक्ति को ज्यादा जानकारी होती है कठिनाइयों की, चुनौतियों की, संकटों की और रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी को। हम अगर तकनीकी से और डिजिटल माध्यम जितना सशक्त करेंगे उतनी ही संस्थाओं को भी बेहतर करेंगे और जनप्रतिनिधियों के अंदर भी पारदर्शिता, जवाबदेही लाएंगे। इसलिए समय समय पर डिजिटल का उपयोग भी हमें संस्थाओं को भी करना चाहिए और जनप्रतिनिधियों को जोड़ना चाहिए और जनता से सीधा उनका जुड़ाव होना चाहिए। मेरा ये मानना है कि सीपीए के अंदर भी हमने चर्चा की कि इन संस्थाओं के अंदर अधिकतर जनभागीदारी बढ़े। लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाओं के अंदर जितनी जनभागीदारी बनेगी, जितनी सक्रिय भागीदारी बनेगी, उतनी ही लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाओं में शुचिता भी आएगी और पारदर्शिता और जवाबदेही भी आएगी। इसलिए हमें प्रयास करना चाहिए कि अपने अपने राज्यों के अंदर भी, चाहे विश्वविद्यालय हो, कॉलेज हो, महिलाएं हो, समाज के अलग अलग स्टेक होल्डर हो, उनके साथ हमारी चर्चा संवाद हो सके। विकास के साथ साथ हम अपने अपने राज्यों के अंदर इंडस्ट्रीज, व्यापार, तकनीकी और उसके साथ साथ सर्विस सेक्टर के अंदर क्या परिवर्तन ला सकते हैं। देश के अंदर हम गर्व से कह सकते हैं कि भारत की ताकत दुनिया में बढ़ रही है। हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के अथक प्रयासों से हम दुनिया के अंदर एक प्रमुख ताकत के ऊपर उभरे हैं। हमारे विचार, हमारी नीतियां, हमारी कार्य योजनाएं, हमारे कानून, हमारी पारदर्शिता के कारण दुनिया के अधिकतम देश भारत के अंदर निवेश कर रहे हैं। एक निवेश का वातावरण भी बड़ा है और मुझे बहुत बड़ी संभावनाएं लगती है नॉर्थ ईस्ट के इन प्रदेशों के अंदर, चाहे एग्रीकल्चर का सेक्टर हो, चाहे कला का सेक्टर हो, चाहे हैंडलूम का सेक्टर हो, चाहे यहाँ पर्यटन का सेक्टर हो, इनको भी हम दुनिया के अंदर एक नया निवेश का रास्ता इन राज्यों में दे सकते हैं। केवल जो हमारे सामने चुनौतियां हैं वो चुनौतियां आवागमन के साधन की है, चुनौतियां प्राकृतिक आपदाओं की है, लेकिन उसके बाद भी एक अच्छे अवसर उत्तर पूर्वी राज्यों के अंदर है जिससे हम दुनिया के देशों को जोड़ सकते हैं। और आने वाले समय में जितनी कनेक्टिविटी बेटर होगी उतने ही हम दुनिया के देशों को भी और भारत के अन्य प्रदेशों को जोड़कर यहाँ पर जो हमारी कला संस्कृति, जो हमारा प्रचुर मात्रा में प्राकृतिक खेती है, उस खेती के विभिन्न अनाज से लेकर फलोद्यान से लेकर कई चीज़ें, औषधियों को भी हम जोड़ सकते हैं। मुझे आशा है कि ये 2 दिन की CPA जोन की ये बैठक आपस में अलग अलग राज्यों की बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेज, उनकी संस्थाओं में नवाचार, विधायकों के नए इनोवेशन, विधायकों द्वारा अपनी जनता से सीधा संवाद और किस तरीके से संवाद के माध्यम से उच्च मर्यादाओं की चर्चा, संवाद, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेज के लिए भी हम एक साझा अपने अपने अनुभवों को साझा करेंगे, साझे विचारों को करेंगे। लोकतंत्र में ये हमारी ताकत है कि हमारी प्रतिस्पर्धा इसलिए है कि हम अपने अपने राज्यों को एक बेहतर राज्य बना सकें, अपने राज्यों की जनता के आर्थिक सामाजिक कल्याण के साथ उनके जीवन के अंदर परिवर्तन ला सकें। जब सभी पूर्वोत्तर के राज्य इस बात की प्रतिस्पर्धा करेंगे कि मैं किस तरीके से अपने राज्य की जनता को खुशहाल, समृद्धि, आर्थिक सामाजिक परिवर्तन ला सकते हैं, और इसके लिए विधायी संस्थाओं में जो चर्चा संवाद होती है वही आर्थिक सामाजिक परिवर्तन ला सकते हैं। और मैंने देखा है पूर्वोत्तर राज्य के सभी प्रतिनिधि आपस में हर वर्ष में 1 बार 2 बार अपने अनुभवों को भी साझा करते हैं, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेज को साझा करते हैं और उसके साथ साथ अच्छी परंपराएं, प्रॉपर्टियों को साझा करते हैं, जिससे जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट की विधायी संस्थाएं हैं वो जवाबदेही भी है, पारदर्शिता भी है और जहां पे उच्च कोटि की चर्चा संवाद भी होती है। और यही प्रयास सभी राज्यों की विधानसभा में होना चाहिए, केंद्रीय विधान मंडलों में भी इसी तरीके से प्रयास होना चाहिए। मुझे आशा है जिस लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति के लिए आप सब बैठे हैं उन लक्ष्यों की प्राप्ति हम कर पाएंगे। सतत और समावेशी विकास को लेकर हमारी अवधारणा को और बेहतर कर पाएंगे और इन विधायी संस्थाओं के माध्यम से हम पूर्वोत्तर के राज्यों के विकास, वहाँ की जनता के आकांक्षाओं, अपेक्षाओं को पूरा कर पाएंगे और दुनिया के देशों से ये जो पूर्वोत्तर राज्य जुड़े हुए हैं उनके अंदर हमारे अच्छी सांस्कृतिक, हमारे आदान प्रदान बेहतर हैं। अभी डिप्टी चेयरमैन साहब ने डिटेल में बताया आसियान देशों के साथ भारत के संबंध, आसियान देशों के पूर्वोत्तर राज्यों के संबंध बहुत गहरे पुराने रिश्ते हैं, सांस्कृतिक रिश्ते हैं हमारे, आपस में रीति रिवाज के रिश्ते हैं, हम किस तरीके से व्यापार और निवेश के नए रास्ते खोल सकते हैं ताकि आने वाले समय में इन पूर्वोत्तर राज्यों के अंदर रोजगार का नए साधन सर्जन हो सके, नौजवानों को रोजगार मिल सके और उसके साथ साथ यहाँ के प्राकृतिक संसाधनों का, यहाँ के कृषि, यहाँ के फूल, मतलब कितनी बेहतरीन, मैं जब मालूम किया तो यहाँ के फूल देश में दुनिया में जा सकते हैं। यहाँ का बम्बू का बना फर्नीचर, टाइल्स जो इंडस्ट्री लग सकती है वह दुनिया के अंदर नया बाजार कर सकती है। यहाँ के फल फ्रूट को हम दुनिया के अंदर नए बाजार दे सकते हैं ताकि यहाँ के लोगों को रोजगार मिल सके और उनकी आय बढ़ सके। अब हमारी चुनौती यही है कि हम अपने प्रदेशों के अंदर रोजगार उपलब्ध करा सकें, लोगों को रोजगार के साथ उनको बेहतर शिक्षा, चिकित्सा, आवागमन के साधन, विकास भी हो और विकास के साथ रोजगार के अवसर उपलब्ध करने के लिए जो नए अवसर भारत को मिले हैं उस अवसरों का लाभ उत्तर प्रदेश, उत्तर पूर्वी राज्यों को विशेष रूप से मिले। इसके लिए हमारी लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाएं चर्चा करेगी, संवाद करेगी और आपस में लोकतंत्र में चर्चा, संवाद और मंथन से जो अमृत निकलेगा उस अमृत से हम लोक कल्याणकारी योजना बनाकर लोगों का कल्याण करेंगे, उनके जीवन को बेहतर करेंगे। मैं पुनः यहाँ के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को, जिनका एक लंबा अनुभव, प्रशासनिक अनुभव भी रहा है, उनके प्रशासनिक अनुभव का लाभ अब इस राज्य को मिलेगा। यहाँ की विधानसभा के अध्यक्ष जो पहली बार विधायक बने, पहली बार स्पीकर बने, लेकिन उनका अनुभव पुराना है, उसका लाभ भी विधायी संस्थाओं को मिलेगा। और विशेष रूप से नागालैंड के हमारे चेयरपर्सन जिन्होंने इस कार्यक्रम को आयोजित किया और सभी राज्यों के विधानसभा के अध्यक्षों और वहाँ के विधायक प्रतिनिधियों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि उन्होंने इस मिजोरम के अंदर सीपीए जोन की 3 बैठक आयोजित कर और नए लक्ष्यों की ओर बढ़ने का संकल्प लिया है। आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि इस सम्मेलन में श्री ओम बिरला लोकसभा के अध्यक्ष पधार सके। उनकी दिलचस्प और उत्साह भरी भाषण के लिए हम उनके आभारी हैं। पुण्य और विकास का उम्मीद रखते हुए we believe that legislative sanctity and justice will prevail under his leadership. Thank you so much. Now let us all rise for the national anthem to be played by the 1st Battalion Mizoram Armed Police Band. Let us remain standing as the Honorable Lok Sabha Speaker Shri Om Birla leaves the Assembly Hall.
chi shrang shrang arun chop chuak le ta e air cooler room zau tak po vung dai thei kan nei boka thom no vung thar reng thei tur dwan washing machine tuile karen he lo tak a ombok deep freezer iman na tura zirin du than tur omboka visi-cooler po kan nei boke idu zong ron in de ro le Dibong and Sons, authorized distributor for Godrej appliances.
National Livestock Mission, NLM Nwaya, Peng, Vokvul, Gelvul. Hatchery le fodder lama tui mi ditan 50% capital subsidy. Nwai sunga thing ham chatna aome. Shetiang Dutan District HNVT Office MO, Directorate HNVT Kadla MO, at Nwaya number Ahian Sotian K, NEA 700-514-8162.
Mga inale du sakna. Moina le thilpek du omper ti changkam te hi ingai tu ani chuan I mangai le du saksong te ta na thilpek du omper rangkachak tlere nal tak tak omna Orient Goldsmith mod hi minun chuak thinang che rangkachak tlere chi sang sang kan zor te hi quality tha 22 carat chin ani awangin kan hne na le te chu design dang ne na thleng kwale mo shal le du huna le let sak kan thei renge rangkachak design nal tak tak manga ihlim na thleng tu ni hi kan du tu sam berani Orient Goldsmith, Bazar Bungkon, Dorpue.
Rinta ka sumdong bungruane charing mai VL Machinery and Tools to Rim Chansok na wangin tuikwal South Temple Jiviva Kon Road to Chunso Bazar Bulakan om to e. Du sakta ka mintor chin te mintor chunsom sil turin kan ngen chuni. Kum sombria zit Honda dealer kan nito a. Honda Power Tools, Generator, Mini Power Tiller le brush cutter te kan nei ringa. After sales and service kan table. Tin Steel Company kut swak chainsaw, brush cutter, auger. Tuipam le mini tiller kol ring tur kan ni e. Pushkavana kut swak chainsaw, tiller tuipam emo. Brush cutter imo mo po in kan nei ring e. Bosch Power Tools Inco, KPT, Black & Decker, Dual Test Stanley mo na inay po in panmi kan ni a. Spare parts sa harsat na omlaw. Isola Service Center ni Crompton Griffs tuipam kultur kan ni. Heng mystery bungwa siyang benso planner le cement mixture te ilay doon ni chuan pagmasaka min nila i-inchir kan ringlaw. Agriculture Department kaltlingin huwa sa makhole mini power tiller kan pitheye. VL Machinery and Tools Dikwa South Temple Jiviva Kon Road near to Chunso Bazar. Phone number 8415-849-126 9436142434 9436152495.
In vagin nge LG TV ithanang LG hi kumkwa azona world's #1 OLED TV brand ni na haumek tuni 100% color fidelity, infinite contrast, 100% color volume, OLED eye care ang na vagin picture quality apia thabi ka color amoy niktan a hadam bi flene Alpha 9 5th generation processor, AI Picture Pro, Dynamic Tone Mapping Pro, Immersive Surround Sound, LG ThinQ AI technology ang hanavangin internet lem man aol sambika connectivity at bidding features le sound at habit mene NVIDIA G-Sync Dolby Vision Gaming AMD FreeSync Premium Game Optimizer technology ang hanavangin gaming nan at chungchuang bik lene World Cup sanghi somhi pahi world's #1 LG OLED nene o #1 in after sales service, #1 in customer satisfaction. Distributor for LG, D3 Business Enterprise.
Chanu ron len ka duna hi aray tolo to ka.
Nya ire-ire ka tirenga. Ingin an insung kwa titun la indam tlangim.
Oy, kariyo ro halot tuk tun la lai chu kan pa hi zu le rui lawa tina salut tuka chu po I thei si lo engkin nge mo kan ti don ni
oi lungai su chanu surazo omalom inuam siam ol sambok si pumpai nuam em taksamamo chakna tambok si anya sin acha chiang ngai to ina manla chula tlom em sui
avan chadon vi o ka fa ti po hi lekha anjir na sa in an meng rim si a chu po an ei hlei thei lo enge pe ila chang le
lungai su tianga chuan surazo buk khilom cha keipo ka fate board exam tur le competitive exam tur in bua chei te po ka siam sak mai sel sin mi atiporin pai anwam ema taksamamo chakna apai tambok si ala cha em me leng hal
avan chadon vi o kan tlangwal hi tun lai chu sports sa tina salut tuka food supplement so la hi atoro pui box si engtin nge mo kan ti don ni
chanu sarazo buk chu lom cha damlo le cancer te po ina an nge em hi sports lam timi tan po na chalut tuk sin note chole zun thum nei te ta na ei tur thleng in om kim vekalo
avan chale zel ve o lo ei ve nge ngei turani chu ka lo kal hi ka lo pui hle mai
le Zonet chung ko te in the vine chi bai kan buk le chu he tun truma hian tun la ya kan Mizoram mi pui te na kan ti lian em mai kong chia chung chang te tin kong thazok ang tinge kan lo ne yang tiang chuan thlir na kan ron nei don ni kan mi thiam te kan han som a he thil hi kan ngai poi mo em mai a mi pui te po ina a sir vel fia lo de ruya thil kan han fiat thin ang te po hi fia deu fek fok in ti da no mem soi da no mem ti te kan ngai tu a chu tiang chuan kan mi thiam te kan han som ko la an hun chep tak kara mi pui tan ti in helai tang hian thil kan ron thlir zawin kan ron soi zaw do na tun la ya kan bo ruak zong zong te soi thar po ngai lawa in a mu te po kan mu tlang thokhat ta viwa ni chu ti rual chon kan ram din hun kan malam kal tur te po zel ani khating khan eng tin nge ti te po thlir na te kan han nei anga chu ting chon hun man kan ron tum don ni ti chuan ngal thia tin na kan nei thuak thokanga khai kabul chi ami hi e korwar kamis war ha hi engineer h zoram liana ania puzorama ania ce highway ania pwd ani ti chuan alaya mi hi points lal din tluanga ania assistant professor Mizoram University ania ni hi civil engineering department ami ania tun hai ani po article enga mote aron ziaka kan manual domin ka sia athang berami hi engineer robin lalrinoma ania purin purobina ania se highway circle 1 ania ti chuan puzorama hai kabulami he nia kan zinga upabera upasaka ti tepo kan ti thin kamo ka ting de tepo khanenga puzorama hi zo ngal kan du chu kha tun na ya khan khulaya kan sarang kompui contractor te chu ti zat maintenance tan sum chu ti zat ti bor hi in nial na le lian ang reng deuh hian thil hi omani helaya sum om dan te ani dan te dik takin frang deuin thil di dan hi zau phai khokin sil masala kan som teng che
ya kulai kan soilai aku tu na chun nh6 ania 118 to 133 kilometer ania chu kon pui tu khamrang in kan soi maya mi pui nan riat tham thiam dan tu point kon pui tu khamrang ania khu ania sat guru contract ania pr works ania I pr works kan han ti chu resurfacing kan ti ang chi hi ni bc kan relay ya ama kong omsa chunga khan chumi chu ne sat guru hianin an thokania maintenance fund chungcha hianin soidanin ang lo a oma amaro chu thuin ang tho soidan chidang inan soitila dik thei tho maya contractor hianin kumthum a maintain turati khania amaro chu kumnga emoti tepo kan lo soipal akemani lamatang point kha kachu I kumthum turania pr work hi kumthum ania amaro chu strengthening work ani khanin kumnga maintenance period contractor hianan neya chu engineering procurement contract kan te EPC motani kha a system kal dan ania chuan in maintenance fund chung changa hian in a contract a hian a provision a chuan a kum khatna maintenance contractor in an claim tura hi 0% a da ani a kum ni na ero chuan 0.5% ania a kum thumna 0.5% tho da